this final segment of Giving Tuesday, I have an Austin charity, and I have been supporting this charity again for last 10 years. They are just wonderful. Please stay tuned as I tell you about HC4A mission, and I bring in the CEO and founder. So Hindu Charities, HC4A's mission is to bridge income disparity through education in the spirit of serve where you live. Founded in 2010, HC4A helps all economically disadvantaged students by donating school supplies and providing vocational scholarships. HC4A is 100% run by volunteers, and 100% of proceeds from your donations are used to provide scholarships and school supplies. So I have with me today Harish Kotecha and Alok Singh. So Harish Kotecha is a founder and president of Hindu Charities for America. Harish Kotecha is a retired engineer from IBM who has volunteered in various civic, cultural, religious, and charitable organizations from the past 19 years. He founded HC4A in 2010 to help with education of students living below the poverty line. He was awarded the 2020 Sandra Neese Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Association for the Education of Homeless Children and Youth. He also received the President's Lifetime Award in 2017. So welcome, Mr. Harish Kotecha. And I have Alok Singh. He's on the board of directors of HC4A to oversee strategy and corporate relations. He is a corporate executive with global experience in the tech industry. He currently works at Dell as a director of global strategy and transformation. He's also a professional advisor at MIT's Entrepreneurship Center. Can you believe it? So while contributing to HC4A's expansion strategies, he's also involved in USA's cricket efforts to develop cricket across the country. But he has been really an asset in HC4A. Thank you so much, Mr. Kotecha and Alok Singh, for joining the Giving Tuesday episode, special for 2020.
Thank you. Yeah, Seema, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's an honor to be here. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you, Seema, for having us with you.
Yeah, thank you. And Mr. Kotecha, I have to start the story with the award. So congratulations on the award. This is such an honor for a South Asian to receive this award. So how do you feel? And tell us a little bit about, 10 years back when you started with seeing the poverty in Austin, and you felt that nobody knows and nobody talks about that there is poverty in the United States and we need to do something about it. And you took charge for doing something about it. So tell us a little bit about that day when you and I met 10 years back in Starbucks, and today in 2020, and how it has expanded and grown, and about, sustainability of Hindu Charities for America.
Yeah, thanks. The award is really fantastic, because this is the first time that an Indian has achieved this. It's coming from a national organization, and it's fairly prestigious. And so each of us should be proud of it, because this took like 10 years of work, us working towards helping to bridge income disparity through education. And it wasn't me doing it, it's everyone else kind of joined in and shared the vision, and are sharing the vision, so that we can do good in a much more broader areas. So 10 years ago, when we started off with school supplies. And as we grew, we added the program of scholarships, vocational training scholarships. And that has a very significant impact, because it's a short, 1-2 year type of education, which provides enough skills so that people can earn better than living wages. Right. The second program is the school supplies, which we now call schooling needs, and this is directed towards them, specifically for homeless children.
Right.
And so, we founded this understanding and recognizing that there are over 40 million people living in poverty in the United States. And this is basically something that not everyone kind of recognizes. So these two programs The way we have been working is we synergized with various organizations. For the school supplies, we synergized with the ISDs or independent school districts, work through them, work with them, identify the needs, and then provide what they ask for. This year, we expanded it to schooling needs, where due to COVID, we provided internet connection for a year to a lot of the families.
And they need that. A lot of families don't have any technology at all. So that's just so wonderful that you could do that. And your organization has grown so much. I mean, in front of my eyes, with just 2 or 3 people, and then it kept growing. And now you have the board, and we have Mr. Alok Singh. So tell us a little bit about how your organization has all these big, big names from Harvard and MIT, and introduce us to Alok.
Yes, so let me come in, Seema. Thanks very much. And Harish ji always has this very inspirational way of explaining how he looked at the problem and he decided to solve that problem, which was primarily invisible. And in last 10 years, what he and a group of people along with him have achieved is really motivating for anyone coming from any background. So when I and my wife, along with family, our kids, we moved to Austin and we met with Harish, we heard about his stories. It inspired us also to do our bit as well. And since then, no dearth of any work or opportunities what this organization has provided. So my role on the organization is to look at the strategic view or the opportunities we have to go out and solve the problems and expand the footprint, and also build the corporate relations, because I come from the corporate background. So that way also I would be able to contribute a lot more.
So tell me a little bit about, so you provide school supplies and you provide vocational scholarships to underprivileged, underserved communities who did not have an advantage, who would not be able to pursue education or go to school, or had the first day of school without these important. And Mr. Kotecha just mentioned how they partner with organizations, different school districts, and everyone helps out and it happens. So it sounds all great, seamless, smooth, but things are different behind the scenes. One is raising funds, second is getting volunteers. So tell me, Alok, a little bit about the challenges that Hindu Charities has faced, and that when you came in, you saw some barriers and you could see the potential and the growth, and what you want to do now going forward, your vision and your contributions with your new team.
Oh, absolutely. That's a brilliant question, Seema. And that's what we first wanted to handle very effectively when Harish ji and some of other colleagues from the board, we got together and started brainstorming. So we wanted to first look at the vision what Harish ji has been working with. It's really profound, it's lofty, it inspires a lot of people. We looked at the strategic frameworks, what the proven model Professor Kash Rangan from Harvard Business School has given to the world. He is leading the social enterprise initiative at HBS, and he is known as the expert. So we looked at that model, and what it immediately told us that we have to build a framework which would translate our vision into strategic framework, which would have operational strategies. It would have ground level programs. And those programs which are connected to the vision and our operational strategy would help us identify what we should do and what we should not do. So immediately it became very obvious through the framework that these are the choices we are making and the choices we are not making. As Mr. Kotecha just talked about, that many people had different ideas that you go for different kind of schooling needs or even related to education, too many things can be done. But it actually narrowed our focus and made it very clear that what would be our way forward. So we have operated for the last 10 years. We have laid the foundation. It's been a great journey. We want to get even better with that. So that was the first step we took. And then the next one was, as anyone knows, when you move from one level to next level, you have to have the right people on board. And you try and get some people who have international and national level experience. They have delivered, they have gained something which we all may have to learn over the years, but we got them on board to quickly come advise and mentor us. And of course, in our team also, we identified people who have higher level of commitments. They are ready to pull up their socks and do a lot more work. So all those things we took into account and built the team for our next 10 years. So that's the biggest thing I would say we managed to do in last 6 months.
Yeah, that's a huge achievement. Congratulations. The team is just phenomenal and they have done, and it showed on the gala, on the virtual gala that you pulled up during this pandemic. You had Anupam Kher, Savan, Kotecha, and for everyone, Savan Kotecha, the famous Hollywood lyricist, is Mr. Kotecha's son. This is a very powerful family. So yeah, so I could see that you want to take to like another level. So any barriers that you want to quickly talk about, and then I want to move on to Giving Tuesday.
Sure. One, I would say a very, very critical thing when we look at so many nonprofits, and with all due respect, everyone is doing their bit to solve the problem in the world. Mm-hmm. We wanted to look at where we make the difference. And we knew that we have something which we can call it a differentiated value from a strategy point of view. So when we go out to children, homeless kids and their parents and school administration, they all would see the value. So we had, as we call our short name, Etsy4A, there are 4 different things which really come out very clearly. So the barrier, what we were seeing, that those things were not very clear to people in our communication. Somewhere it was inspirational, that it wasn't coming out in a very compelling way, and in a way that, people immediately get drawn and come and say, okay, we want to do our bit as well. So number one was, we wanted to highlight this is the organization which contributes and serves people in the local community, which was not very obvious. So I would say that was one part of the hurdle which we wanted to quickly remove and tell people that helping here where we live. Second one was to leverage education. So it wasn't about just helping for the sake of helping, but also transforming their life with education. We all know that's the biggest transformative tool we have. And the third one we had about selfless service. So it's not just for our A community or our own community, rather anyone who deserves that service, we would go out and do that. So that was number 3. The number 4 became very apparent that, we would go out and do in a very transparent way, so that people know that what our financial details are and how we are helping and who are our partners. So that actually gave us that credibility. So all these 4 things, I would say, in terms of hurdle, it wasn't very clear to people, and it wasn't positioning us as a very distinct organization for the audiences. What we have seen in the last 3 to 6 months, that many people have recognized and they are willing to join and contribute a lot more.
So yeah, contribute takes me to giving. It's not possible without volunteers and without the funds. All these will just stay dreams, not get accomplished. So this is a very special Giving Tuesday. We've seen this whole year, and our underserved and have suffered even more in this time. So what would you like to say? How would people can help, donate, be part of Etsy4A, now that you are expanding in different cities as well? So just tell our listeners on that.
Sure. And that question we have asked ourselves. This is a very, very different year. We all know the most challenging year in our generation for sure. And we hope we won't get into this kind of situation ever in the future. We have challenged ourselves when we look back in 5 years' time, what do we want to be remembered for? And we have understood that, the need is to go out and meet or understand their problems. Even we have to maintain social distancing. But as our political leader was saying on gala, or congressman, that social distancing doesn't mean that you don't serve people. You can still do a lot more. And that has been our actually motivation as well, that we want to do something which is really relevant for this situation. And that's the reason we came out with internet connection for homeless kids, which they needed after schools reopened. So I would say for the people, they need to be thinking that, what they want to be remembered as, and they need to have that satisfaction that they could also manage to do something, whatever little they could do in this period. And this Giving Tuesday is a great opportunity for them to come out again and support the organizations they believe doing something what they want to do in society, and here's the right time, is the right week, and Giving Tuesday is this specific occasion where we want to actually have people come out and support us or any other organization.
Okay, all right. So we'll post the links, the donate links, how they can help you out and donate to this year. And also if they want to volunteer, the chapters are expanding all over. I want everyone to know that. Started with Austin and then Houston, LA, Dallas, and now also looking into New York, New Jersey, tri-state area. So
That's right.
people listening, anyone wants to take a lead and be part of it or start it and start a new chapter, you have a system, just duplicate it and help the children in your city. So thank you so much, Alok, for being part of this show. And thank you, Mr. Kotecha. All the very best to both of
Thank
you. I hope you get more and more volunteers and funds so that you can continue giving back to the cities wherever we are living. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Seema. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Seema.
Welcome. You're most welcome.
Thank you, Dad, and congrats on the award. I've seen how my father, Harish Kotecha, has worked passionately to build and guide HC4A into what it is today. The award is a testament to his commitment to helping those in need get an education that will create real change in their lives. Nothing's more impactful than education to help transform the lives of people and help them become self-reliant. For me personally, it was music education that inspired me and gave me the tools and, more importantly, a community of support that I needed to pursue my dreams. Education helped us all in my family to acknowledge our different dreams in life. That education also guided me and my sister to choose what excited us most and become self-reliant. So I truly admire the tireless efforts of all the volunteers and donors of HC4A, and I would love to see their programs help many more thousands of young people in the United States. Have a great night. Take care. Thank you.
Would love it if you click on the like and subscribe button below. I bring positive stories from celebrities and philanthropists from around the world, and stay updated with all things fab on my Fablife360 Instagram page. Also, if you are looking for something fun and inspiring to listen to, find my podcast Fablife360 on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcast, or wherever you get your podcast.